So let's listen to this doctor right here. He's going to promise us immunity from heart disease, immunity from heart attacks if we go vegan.
On the other hand, these 1,000 who are eating plant-based are never going to have their heart disease because they are not injuring the capacity of their endothelial cell to make nitric oxide.
All you have to do is eat in a way that you never get those cellular elements to be sticky. Eat in a way that you can absolutely strengthen your cap. When you strengthen the cap over your plaque, you have made yourself heart attack proof. Bulletproof, heart attack proof. How exciting is that?
There's a major problem in the vegan movement where these influencers, that includes the doctors, will give you false promises, hopes and dreams that they cannot fulfill, and then they wonder why people quit after their expectations weren't met. And they'll say anything. They'll say the wildest claims on how the vegan diet can better your life. So here we're going to look at the other inconsistencies that go on between this group of people.
Are you guaranteed to avoid it? No, definitely not. Could you possibly need statins, and even if you're on a plant-based diet? Yes, in fact, I may need a statin. My latest LDL is up. My cardiac heart scan looks great, but I've got a familial hypercholesterolemia, and I'm very comfortable with the fact that the data shows that I would be better off on a statin, even though I follow about a healthy diet as a human being can follow.
You guys are trying to give instructions as a body of information, but your instructions contradict one another in complete 180 fashions and crucial fundamental behavior patterns on what you want us to do or what you don't want us to do. These are just influencers with degrees that contradict each other. And it's so bad that honestly, if I wanted to go back to being vegan again, I would not know how to go vegan. Even with the influencers, I would not know how to go vegan. I wouldn't know what the right way to do it is. And I would be so concerned that I might do it wrong because the vegan community is a pile of garbage, and they'll criticize the hell out of you for even trying if you didn't do it exactly right, whatever that even means. And when you speak to and listen to these people, they all have a different opinion of what you should do on very basic fundamental dietary practices. And they don't even consider your individual variable. They just make these blanket universal principle rule of thumbs on how everyone should eat, and it just doesn't work like that. So this is a prime example of one of those high horse, high in the sky, ivory tower ass vegans. She's going to tell you what is restrictive for you. And if you don't get it right, it's because you're stupid, according to her. She's going to sit here with a straight face and claim that a vegan diet is not inherently restrictive.
Common theme amongst Swayze's dangerous human-centric narrative. So in this video, Swayze makes a claim that a vegan diet is restrictive for people with orthorexia, and if your vegan diet consists of celery and carrot sticks, then yeah, maybe you do have a restrictive diet. But a vegan diet is not inherently restrictive. Everything you have has a meat eater, has a person that eats animal flesh and secretions, you can have has a vegan.
But hold up, wait a minute. What do we have here? Dr. Pam Popper, a vegan doctor here, is saying that a vegan diet is restrictive?
But I think we run the risk of taking people who are younger and not sick and making them think that this is a diet for people who are very sick because it is so restrictive.
But here, wait, there's more. Here we have a 25-year vegan or whatever.
I think the first 23 years of me being a vegan, I never took supplements.
Talking about he went on the Esselstyn diet, which Pam Popper, she's talking to him right now. That's what she's referring to about having a restrictive diet. He tries to go on that diet to fix his cholesterol level. And you know what he does? He can't hack it. He can't last. He stays on that diet for 1.5 months out of his 20-something years of supposedly being vegan. And he couldn't stick with the diet. So you have a subject matter expert right here, over 20 years vegan, so-called vegan, and he can't stick with the apparently what you guys claim is the top tier disease-reducing diet. So as a population, how are you guys expecting this to be possible or practicable for the average person? And if you don't, and don't forget, He said, I have something to prove. I wanted to prove it because I'm tired of the ex-vegan rhetoric.
I was sick of hearing the anti-vegan rhetoric, and I've been a vegan myself for over 2.5 decades now. So I just wanted to prove to people that, you know, you can be a vegan, you can be healthy, and not have deficiencies. I ended up going on the Esselstyn diet, which is, if you guys don't know, Dr. Esselstyn is a renowned vegan doctor. He's helped heart disease. He's shown that it's the only diet that has been proven to help heart disease. And I'm not saying that I had heart disease or anything, but what I did was I stuck to this diet, and that's how I ate for the next month and a half, I think it was, before I went and got tested again to see if this worked or not. Because let's just say I love food, and it wasn't fun doing this, you know. I mean, you know, I'm all about my health, but I really wanted to find another way where I could still eat food. And
he could only last 1.5 months before he said, oh, this is too much. This isn't worth it. I'm going to go back to eating cheat days and what he calls to be balanced.
So what I did for my eating habits was I tried to balance things out a little bit better. I didn't want to go zero processed food 100% of the time. I wanted to indulge at certain times. If I was, you know, out with friends, or if I just felt like having a cheat food, I wanted to be able to do that. Whereas, you know, I'm mainly eating healthy most of the time.
He calls cheat days, eating processed food, to be balanced. So, hey, within that definition then, if you think junk foods is considered balancing your diet, why do you guys have such a big deal about people saying to eat a balanced diet that includes meat? If you think meat is unhealthy, maybe they're just balancing out their diet just like you are, right? But then when you talk to the next vegan, they have a different definition of what balancing out your diet means.
This actually, in some ways, hurts the vegan movement in this one manner. A lot of the studies done on vegans use ethical vegans in there. So, for instance, the EPIC study that was done in Oxford, there were a lot of ethical vegans in that group. They would have been even healthier had they followed a more balanced diet, but they're not in it for health. They're in it for the animals. And so these YouTubers that are leaving veganism, they're not vegan, they're leaving their previous diet. And let me tell you, the diet that these people are doing are not the diets that Dean Ornish or Esselstyn, or especially Furman or myself, tell patients to eat. It's not even in the same realm of what we tell patients.
So right there, you're saying that people don't leave the Esselstyn diet. Granted, this gentleman's still vegan, but he still left the quote-unquote Esselstyn diet, the one that you just said that people don't leave. So now you put somebody else on that diet, right? And it's so restrictive that you put a piece of bacon in front of them and they're up and out. Up and out. And they go, I'm done with this vegan thing. Why?
There really isn't an indigenous vegan population on the planet. And we all cite statistics for places like Okinawa and Papua New Guinea and places like this where it's a plant-based diet. It's a starchy plant-based diet and very tiny amount of calories from animal protein.
Let me summarize. One is your diet's too restrictive. Two, your diet that you guys claim to be and that you reference to be the all-healing diet, you guys don't even practice because it's too hard. And on top of that, people will leave the diet despite following it to a T. And it's not because they're stupid. It's because it's not practical for everybody. And so this gentleman who left the diet, he left for what he considered to be a balanced diet, which included processed food. However, the Esselstyn diet doesn't include processed food. In fact, it doesn't even include any oil. No oil.
Likewise, for people to say, oh, well, these doctors like Dr. Davis and Dr. Bellardo are paid for by pharmacy and therefore they're just trying to push their medicine. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous too.
See, okay, and you guys need to cut it out because you guys are one group to really pretend you're not making some money. And I don't have a problem with making money. Let's state the obvious. Veganism is a big money grab. And if you didn't sell some t-shirts, some books, or some supplements, if you didn't open up a non-profit restaurant, get a bunch of donations from your followers, and then switch it to a for-profit business when nobody was looking, then you miss out on some easy money.
But it's very easy to see what Ed's doing. Now, Ed, if you follow this video, has formed a new company, and everything is running out of that. It's called The Future is Vegan. It's a for-profit company. It's an SIC. For money.
If you can't see this marketing strategy by these vegan companies, then you're blind. I can't help you. It's too late.
This showing you everything I ate in a day. Before I go, I'm going to take my vitamins here, my multivitamin supplement from Healthy Cell. And if you just want to buy some, I'll put the link down below. My old code will still get you 20% off.
Alright guys, so while I'm waiting for lunch to finish cooking up, I wanted to talk to you guys about a new
MC Vegan Phobic already came out and told you.
That's not real food, you eat technology, carbohydrated industry, patent licensing, marketing, advertising and packaging, labeled vegan to sell you things, massive marketing strategy, product placements or sponsoring, captivating identities, vegan consumers purchasing, making up for the shortcomings, YouTuber personalities, be the product to sell you things.
Look, you got two choices. You can either learn it the easy way or the hard way. The choice is yours. But oh, I see some of y'all vegans, you want to learn it the hard way. Well, they're going to be up in your pockets. But you don't hear me though. I told you already. That's not real food. You eat technology. You're consuming an industry that's trying to captivate an entire macronutrient of mock foods. And now they're moving to protein. Look, patent license and marketing, advertising and packaging. It's labeled vegan to sell you things. It's a massive marketing strategy. They're using product placements and sponsoring. Their goal is to captivate your identity, hindering you reliant upon being a vegan consumer who's constantly purchasing. In order to make up for your shortcomings, they created the problem, now they're selling you the solution. And to top it off, they have YouTuber personalities who be the product to sell you things. Oh, you feel like you're vegan. You identify as vegan. So you feel like this product is meant for you. It's so much so to where I read comments where vegans say veganism is growing because there's more products on the shelves that say vegan.
So my vitamin D was a little bit low. I started taking the vitamins. Currently I take a vitamin called Vegan Essentials. Healthy Cell is the company. I'll link it below. It's a gel pack designed for vegans. It's got your omegas, your...
Likewise, the vegan diet's not perfect. We don't get a lot of B12, and so if you don't take B12, you could get higher homocysteine levels, and you get higher homocysteine levels, you are at an increased risk of having a stroke or a heart attack.
Damn, you're still not listening. All these vegans are mimicking, training online for followings, Instagram rejects modeling, skinny fat bodies, bloated cosmetic enhancements, gloated deficient diet, promoted dysmorphic body disorder, emaciated and bony vegans define this as being lean, brainwashes as eating clean, lack nutrition, self-esteem, and stage got you crying because you lost your whole identity. 3% of your population, you're dying to be minorities, dying to feel like special things, dying to kill humanity. Conveniently, the so-called open-minded seem to fail to think the damage this is causing me, the constant rain of cavities, the gut pain I was managing, the vegans pitchfork online tap the harm that they would do to me, send death threats over fruit flies, claim I murdered in the first degree, vegans killed a baby, did it wrong as that as eulogy, compassion for the people, repeat slogans isn't thinking free, like eco-friendly equals economic, not ecology. If I return to being vegan, then they'll probably be friends with me.